What's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to JoJo Speaks. We've got another review for 90 Day Fiance. The other way, I got my good boy, Dustin, my friend. What's going on, Dustin? How you doing?
I'm doing okay, Jonathan. Hanging in there, as you know. But
Awesome.
thank you very much for always. And I can't thank you enough, Jonathan. I do appreciate you everything. So,
You're
thank you
very
very much.
You're very welcome, Dustin. And I was looking at my views earlier this week, and our 90 Day Fiance videos are actually some of our highest viewed videos on my channel. So thank you so much for being a part of this section, or I guess of my channel. But anyways,
Thank
let's
you.
get into this newest episode, episode
Sure.
11 of 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way,
Other
season
way.
6.
All right.
What's going on, Robin? Hey,
What's
Robin.
going on,
Robin,
man?
we will get to Statler. I know you have some great opinions on her, and I am right here with you on that girl, both me and Dustin. What's going on, Lady Virgo? Lady Virgo. We will talk about the follow up of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. I haven't watched it just yet, but I will get to it. So we will talk about that next week. So next week
Right.
we will be doing a review on the tell-all of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. I
Right.
went to Atlanta this past weekend, so it kind of threw me off a little bit. I totally forgot about watching it. So we'll get to
Yeah.
that next week, sometime next week,
I
maybe
hope you
Tuesday or
enjoyed.
Wednesday.
I hope you enjoyed your vacation, Jonathan.
I
Yeah.
did. I did. We were out there for Jennifer to support her for something that she was doing out there. And so my parents and I and Jennifer, we had a great time out there. And I ate some good food, good food as well. But let's start
Right.
out with Joanne and Sean. So Joanne and Sean,
Right.
Joanne and her two sons, as well as a friend of hers, are out in
Mhm.
Ireland. And did I hear her right when she said that her friend doesn't even know that she's with Sean and that's why they were not sleeping in the same bed? Did she say that?
Yes.
She doesn't even know that they're in a relationship. Like, how much sense does this makes no sense whatsoever. Like,
Nope.
she's doing so much hiding and ducking and dodging, and like, you've got a fine man on your
Right.
hands, girl. I will be
Yeah.
shouting from the mountaintops that Sean was my man.
Mm.
But
Mhm.
Joanne feels as though it's necessary for her to keep Sean a secret from
Mhm.
all of the people in her life, all of the important people in her life, or anybody in her life for that matter.
Right.
But
Mhm.
anyway, so Sean took some time out to spend a little bit of time with Joanne's sons. He's trying to get
Mhm.
on the good foot with them, trying to make it so that they know that he is a good fit for her, for their mother. Her oldest son has a little bit of a conversation with him, not much. I
Mhm.
mean, they only said a couple things to each other. But, you know, Joanne's son was just saying, I just want to make sure that you're right for my mom and, you know, you want
Right.
the best for her. And so, how did you think that that went with Joanne's sons and Sean and them talking things out? How did you like that?
Well, I kind of, I liked it, Jonathan. I really do because it shows me that he's trying to make a connection with her kids, and
Right.
I need to see something like that because my situation. I didn't have that, so so something like that. It really brings me to tears, Jonathan. Kind of brought me to tears this episode,
Okay.
because I don't have the support that everybody else has. Of course, you know that, Jonathan. And
Right.
and saying something like that just brought me to tears because I didn't think that he would accept her kids like he has. But
Yeah.
I hope that makes her feel better. Uh, I hope that makes her feel better with being over there because I think that she's going to be over there more often, a lot more often, Jonathan, than she's wanting to commit. She,
Right.
she
And
she's gonna be there more often than she wants to say she's going to be because that's where she's happy the most. And
right. I
mhm,
think it's so sweet that it brought you to tears. I thought it was really cute too. Sean is a great man. Like, I see no flaws in Sean whatsoever. Nothing has arise that would cause any red flags. What's going on, Bianca? Thank you so much for being here, boo. There are no red flags that I'm seeing from Sean's end. All I
uh,
see is a fine man that's tatted up and has an amazing personality.
Right.
Again, I don't want to say certain things because that would make it sound like I'm a bad person or I'm discriminating against older women. So we'll stay
Right.
away from that type of conversation. But
Yeah.
I love Sean and I love seeing him in this show. I love the fact that he has a great relationship with his daughter. He did mention that he does live with his parents, with his mother.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why Joanne's family was not staying with his mother. They were staying at a rental that he rented out.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the interaction between Sean and Joanne. However,
Mm-hmm.
I will say that it's coming off a little bit parent child. It's not coming off as an actual relationship between two consenting adults that are, of
I
the same
agree.
stature.
Right.
But
Well, hi, Robin.
yeah, Robin likes Sean too. Yes, girl, Robin, I love me some Sean. You probably know how much I love me some Sean, girl, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Sean and Sarper, they're like two good-looking men. Like with the
Mm-hmm.
with the other 90 Day Fiance, all that we had was what was his name? That was with Sophie, Rob. All we
Robin, Sophia.
that was really the only the only eye candy besides Patrick. Patrick was eye candy too
Mm-hmm.
that we had. But we got Sean and we got Sarper. But I like the way that things are going with Sean and Joanne. We see in the preview for the next episode that they're going to reveal to Joanne's sons that they are actually married. How do you think that that's going to go? How do you think they're going to react to that news?
I don't think they're going to react very good. And this is why I say this. Is
Uh-huh.
because I feel like that she should have told him that. Should have told them way before now.
Right.
They have been together for a very long time.
Been together
And
for 3 years, married for 2.
3 years. 3 years. And how many times have I said this on your channel, Jonathan? I said I don't like people hiding anything.
Right.
I like people honest and open. And if I expect you to be that way, then I expect the other person to be the same way with me. It don't matter who you are. And I think that they need to be honest and open with what's actually going on with that
Right.
relationship, because that could hurt your friend. That could uh, hurt your relationship with her husband. She's actually married now, so I'm going to say her husband instead of her fiance. But
Mhm.
that could hurt your relationship with your kid, with your husband, because them kids don't know that part yet. But we'll see what it brings next week, because I think it's going to bring a whole nother part that we haven't seen of this show, Jonathan. I think we're gonna have a explosion happen on next episode, because I don't think they're gonna take it very well.
I'm
And I'll say it
thinking.
again. I'm gonna say it again. I hope I'm wrong, but I have to prepare myself for the worst. But I hope I'm wrong.
That's what we always have to do with these 90 Day shows. We just have to prepare for the worst because it probably will be the worst. As far as my opinion on how the Suns will take the news, I know that
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be shocked. I have
Mm-hmm.
a feeling they're going to be disappointed with Joanne. I think that the majority of their disdain, the majority of their anger is going to be towards Joanne because Sean, in this particular case, is an innocent bystander because it's not his job to tell her kids and her family members and her
No, that's
loved
her.
ones.
No, that's her job to
Exactly,
tell
that's her
to
job.
tell her.
So,
It's his job to tell his part of the family, but it's her job to tell her part of the family. See,
um, I'm
that's
hoping
that's
that
one part.
Joanne will be the one to facilitate this conversation. To be honest, I don't think Sean really needs to say anything during this conversation. This
I think that
conversation.
I think Sean's going to have to be the one to say something. I don't think she's going to want to say anything to her kids. Mm-mm.
And
Nope.
and that will be an issue for me, Dustin, because it's Joanne's job to let her kids know what's going on. This secret
Right.
that she's been keeping from them for 2 years, it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be her job. So I'm hoping that she's not leaning on Sean to make any statements concerning that. The way that Natalia was
I don't know
during
why
that
I feel.
conversation with her
I don't know why.
parents.
I don't know why I feel like she's going to. I just feel like that he's going to have to be the one to to start the conversation, and I hope I'm wrong, but I don't. I just don't think she's going to come out and say it. I hope you're right, Jonathan. I hope she does, but I got this funny feeling in the
Yeah.
deep in the deep of I feel this way deeply, because I don't think that she's going to be the one to say anything. I think he's going to have to be the one to start the conversation.
I'm thinking she'll probably lean on Sean a whole lot. And
Haley Burger.
hey, Lady Virgo, I'm thinking she's going to lean on Sean quite a bit, and I'm not going to enjoy seeing that. And how is her friend going to take the news that they're actually not only in a relationship, but they've been
Just
married for 2 years?
I know I wouldn't take it too well if I were with anybody to find out if you was already married with somebody else. So, I wouldn't take that too well, Jonathan, and I know you wouldn't take that too well either.
No, I absolutely are absolutely would not. Yeah, if you got your notifications on, Lady Virgo,
Yeah.
The notification should tell you when my Power Book Ghost reviews do go up. I am doing them. I posted my review for episode 7 yesterday, but typically I will post them on Saturdays. But if you go through my channel, you will be able to see those reviews. They're up there. I wanted to share my thoughts with you on Sunday. Yeah. If you just go back to my channel, you should be able to see it there, Lady Virgo. I did post my episode 7 review yesterday, and that should be up and ready for you to view. Robin says Sean is keeping the secret from his offspring too. Yeah, his daughter doesn't know that he's married either, and so that's going to be on both of them.
How do you think, Jonathan? How do you think that his daughter's going to take it? I don't think the daughter's going to take it very well either.
I have a feeling because the daughter is a little bit younger and because she seems to be really, really, really close with her father, I'm thinking she's going to take it better than Joanne's sons will take the news. At least I would hope, because she seems to be in love with her father. She seems to be a daddy's girl. So I think she'll have a better reaction to it, and she'll be more forgiving of her father. And once again, because she's younger, Joanne's sons are older than his daughter. And so with them having more information and being more mature, it's going to hit them a little bit harder. So there's that. But anyways, let's move on to Natalia and James. So Natalia has a little bit of an outing with her sister and her nephews. And she shares with her sister that James shared with one of her friends, Adele, that he's not interested in having children. Now, we find out in this episode that they really haven't had an actual conversation concerning children. However, when they were together before they came back together for the taping of this particular show, they talked about having kids. They talked about, yeah, it would be nice to have kids running around the house and things of that nature, but that's just talking in passing, but not having an actual conversation about having kids. And so later on in the episode, they go out to the beach. They've got the metal detector. They're looking for treasures and whatnot. I thought that was really cute because metal detectors are so old school to me. You really don't see people out there with metal detectors these days.
I don't see no metal. I don't see any of that. I don't see any of that these days.
Right. And the metal detectors all look the same that they used to back in the 90s. I would think that they would have upgraded metal detectors or have a better type of mechanism to detect metal. But anyway, so while they're out at the beach, Natalia brings up the subject to James, telling him that she was a little disappointed that he talked to Adele about not having kids, not being interested in having kids before he went to her. And I would understand her frustration with that. However, because this is such an important topic to you, I would think that you would bring up the subject to him so that you have a clear understanding of his intentions as it pertains to having kids. But because she's so scared of hearing him saying that he doesn't want kids, I think that's what's kept her from having that conversation, because she already knows the answer. She knows he don't want kids. What did you think about this episode with Natalia and James and her issues with him not telling her that he doesn't want kids, and her disappointment and understanding now that he probably doesn't want them?
I will say it again, hiding. I don't like people hiding anything. And that's one thing about, I want the truth. Nothing but the truth, Jonathan.
Right.
Why would you hide something like that when you're in a relationship with somebody? You have to be on the same page when it comes to kids, because you have to have two people that want kids in order to have kids. So if he don't want one, if if he don't want kids, then she ain't gonna get one. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. Because you have to have two kids. You have to have two people on the same page, and they're definitely not on the same page at all.
Right. Here's the thing about kids. When it comes to children, if you want kids, you know you want kids. If you don't want kids, you know you don't want kids. I, for one, and Dustin is with me as well. We don't want no children. We
No,
don't
we don't.
want no kids at all.
No, we
And
don't want no
so
kids.
it's very rare for people to be on the fence about having children. And so with me, as far as James is concerned, if he don't want kids now, he's not going to want kids later on down the line. That's not going to change. I think he told her that maybe if we get settled, which is always a good idea to get settled in your finances, settled in your home, settled in your life before you
I
bring
agree.
kids into the world.
I agree with that part, but I just don't think that he wants kids in general, and I just think that he's afraid to tell her that, Jonathan, because I think that he's afraid that he's gonna lose her or something. But I know it's gonna be hard, if they don't stay together because of this situation. But I think it would be the best for them because I think she wants kids and he don't want them. And like I said, you have to be on the same page with that one. So it doesn't really matter. You have to have two people in order to make a kid. So what's the you just can't you can't take it lightly, Jonathan. In a situation like that, you can't take it lightly at all because it's a life changing event when you have a kid. It changes your life big time, Jonathan.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot,
It's okay. The having children conversation could be a deal breaker for a lot of people because if you're with someone who has the opposite opinion on having kids, that's going to be an issue if you're going to stay in that relationship because that person who wants kids is not going to stop wanting kids. And that person who doesn't want kids is not going to stop not wanting kids. And so that's going to be a crossroads that both people have to deal with. But I do think that because James did ask Natalia.
Do you think that? Sorry to interrupt you, but do you think that they're going to last? Because I don't think they are. I think this situation here is going to break it for their relationship.
James did ask Natalia if she would still be with him if he didn't want kids, and she really didn't answer the question at all. And that leads me to believe that it might be a deal breaker for Natalia if they don't have kids, which is understandable because she's getting so much pressure from her parents to have children.
That's because it's a big part of their culture.
Exactly.
Now,
exactly.
I think if it wasn't a big part of their culture, if it wasn't a big deal to the parent, if it wasn't a big deal to the parent, if it wasn't a big deal to the culture, it would be a different story. Right. But since it's such a big deal to the family and such a big deal to the culture, then I think it's putting a lot of pressure on her to make the final decision. I know she wants kids, but he don't want one. It's a hard situation to be put in the middle of. Mm-hmm.
And I have a feeling that her parents are not going to be happy with the possibility of her not having any children. Now, with James saying that, maybe we can think about it later on down the line, I'm assuming that we're not going to see that conversation with Natalia's parents concerning children. Because, if you don't have a definitive answer, then there's no reason to necessarily discuss it. However, I think James really has given her a definitive answer in a roundabout way. Because again, when someone says, maybe a little bit later on down the line, they're just pulling your leg so that you can stay with them. Because I think James understands that this is extremely important to Natalia. And I think James is hoping that if they're together long enough and they get down the road long enough and they haven't had kids, then maybe she'll just put it off or maybe kind of ignore that. But again, that desire to have children never goes away. Never. I don't care how old you can be. You can be in your 60s or 70s if you've never had kids and you wanted them. You will still want kids because that's the life type of thing. That's a lifetime type of thing.
And I think that never goes away. I do agree with Jonathan. That feeling will never go away for Natalia. That feeling will only get more greater as time goes and I'm gonna get more noticeable as time goes. If they're stuck together in 2 years, well, I'm gonna get more noticeable. The
Mhm.
longer the time goes on, the more noticeable it'll get.
And it's only a matter of time before Natalia's parents have a sit-down conversation with James, asking him, "When you putting some babies in our daughter's stomach, honey?" Okay.
Right.
So it's only a matter of time before they get to that conversation. So I hope things will work out between them. It's we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Lady Virgo says, "Oh no, not the having kids conversation. You tell yourself your children are such become teenagers and young adults. Yeah, it's
Right.
a lifetime commitment to have children. It really is, and so you
Mm-hmm.
have to take that conversation extremely seriously. And again,
Yeah.
that's very important to everyone. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, Robin said James doesn't want kids, period. That's exactly it. He might have told Natalia that, maybe a little on down the line, but no, that man don't want no kids, period. Point blank. It ain't happening
Mm-hmm.
at all.
Yeah. They don't want. She don't want kids. I mean,
No.
she wants kids, but he don't want kids.
It ain't
Uh,
happening. Sorry,
no.
Natalia. But anyways,
No.
let's move on to Sarper and Shekinah. So Sarper and Shekinah, they meet up after no communication for a couple days. We mentioned in the
Right.
previous episode that Sarper had been texting Shekinah, but Shekinah was ignoring or not replying. Maybe not ignoring. She probably read them, but she was not replying to his text messages. And so they come together, and Sarper is he's really in a bad state. He's crying. He's got his head down. He's really remorseful for what he did. Shekinah did verify for us, or confirm for us rather, that he did pull her track out. So he did actually pull her track out. So that was true, because I was wondering how her track got taken out. So um,
Right.
Shekinah really wasn't here for his excuses. He was like,
I wasn't.
think about how I'm
Uh,
feeling. And Shekinah was like, no, this is about me. And she decided that she's going to give him a second chance. But this really had me feeling for Sarper. Like, I don't know if it's because I think he's so fine and, I'm just giving him a pass. And, I understand that he is a cheater and he's cheated on her in the past. And
uh,
he has a sense of control, even though he doesn't show it, outwardly. He doesn't show it, blatantly in her face, but he
uh,
does like to be in control. I can at least see that on the
yeah.
surface, but
He,
it's not a
he
domestic situation going on.
he wants to be. He wants to be the person, the only person in control. He don't want her to have any control.
Right.
That's just my. That's just where. That's
And
just where I. That's just where I seen the part where I seen, because I felt like that he didn't want. He don't want her to have an opinion, Jonathan. And it just really opened my eyes on this episode, because if you're not happy in a if you're not happy in a relationship or a marriage, then get out of it, because it's just gonna drag you down to the point where you can't return.
right, to the
It's
point
gonna
of
it's gonna drag you down to the point where you're not gonna be happy. So where if you're happy with somebody else, then go ahead and go, Shekinah, because I can see that you are not happy with Surfer. I can see that you're just doing this for the show and for the money. You're not happy you're not happy with him. So please get out of here and get out of here. I don't want to see you back on uh, another season of the other way, because I don't think you are happy, and I can tell you're not happy because I can tell by your body language and the way you act. So you're not happy. Please get out of there and get somebody else.
Yeah, this is not a healthy relationship at all. As much as I love Sarper and as much as I feel for Shekinah, I really do feel for Shekinah, and I do want to root for her and I want the best for her. I do want her to be happy. But they're just not good together. They just don't make a good couple, at least in my opinion. I don't. Hey, Bianca, thank you so much for being here. I don't
Hey,
have
Bianca.
I don't have much faith in them doing well. I don't have much faith in them being able to make it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
as fine as I think Sarper is, he still has his setbacks. He has a he has a he's not a faithful man. We don't know if he's still. I'm assuming that he's been faithful since the last tell-all. But when your partner can't trust you, that's always going to be an issue, and that issue
Well,
typically doesn't go away.
my biggest issue is I told you about her not showing up to the tell-all a couple of weeks ago. They're filming the tell-all that she didn't show up, so I think there's some more. I think there's some deeper situations that we're not being able to see on this season. I think when we get to the tell-all part of this season, we're going to be, you and I are both going to be shocked, Jonathan. We're going to be, we're going to be, we're going to be in a different level. You and I are both going to be on a different level because we're I'm starting to see the very end of at the very end of the season. So we're getting ready for the tell all, and I think we're going to start seeing a whole different side of it, a whole different side of Cicada and Surfball.
And Dustin, if I see Sarper pouting on that couch, sitting by himself, I'm just going to be crying right along with him, honey. Okay, I will be crying right along with him, Dustin. I love me some Sarper.
Me too.
Robin says she does not see the emotional connection between Sarper and Shekinah. To be honest, I really don't see the connection either, Robin. I don't know if it's just sex that's brought them together or how exactly their relationship came to be.
I can answer that question, Robin. I don't see the love. I don't see the love and the support from your significant other. He's supposed to be your significant other. I don't see the love and support.
Right. And Robin agrees with you, Dustin, on
I
Sarper
don't see
and Shekinah.
I don't see it, Robin. I really don't, and I don't see it, Jonathan. I really don't see it because you know you know the love and support is a big part of somebody's relationship. And if you're not giving her the love and support, then the whole relationship is going to go down the drain.
Yeah, to be honest, they don't even act like friends to me. They act like
Mm-hmm.
partners, like business partners. Like we're in this for a reason. Like I don't see the connection. I see that too, Robin. I don't see the connection with them. All I see is Sarper.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And
Right.
I see Shekinah too, and I feel for her. That's the thing. I want her to be happy, and I just don't think she'll be happy with Sarper. I don't think Sarper can make her happy the way Sarper can't treat her the way she expects and wants to be treated in a relationship, and the way that she expects and wants to be respected in a
Thank you.
relationship. She's not going to
Yeah,
find that in
I
Sarper.
agree.
So
I agree.
we do see
Mhm.
in the preview for the next episode that he's going to get rid of some bottles. I guess he's one of those people who likes to collect his alcohol bottles. I've been to people's houses where they collect alcohol bottles too, so I understand what that's all about. Well, I don't understand what
Yeah.
that's all about, but I've seen other people do it. So he's going to be destroying those. So maybe this will bring them a little bit closer. She also
Do you
said,
think? Did you see the point where she kind of said, if you do therapy and you start change, I don't think therapy is going to kill this relationship. I think that this relationship is at the point where it's just going to be not recovered. But she said something about she said something about doing therapy, like couples therapy. But I don't think the couples therapy is going to help. I really don't.
yeah, I was just going to bring that point up. I would hope that Sarper would commit to therapy. I don't know exactly how committed he will be to the process because Sarper sort of kind of has an ego a little bit, even though he doesn't show it outwardly. A man who looks that good and has that nice of a body and has had a little bit of plastic surgery to help him out physically
Yeah.
probably thinks that he's got it all going on and nobody can tell him anything that's wrong with him. So
Mm.
so yeah, I would hope that he would commit to therapy, but again, because I don't have much faith in their relationship, I think it's a lost cause because I don't
Yeah.
think I just don't see them working out at all. And Lady Virgo says that she can't learn anybody's names. And so yeah, let's move on to our last couple Statler and Dempsey. So Statler and Dempsey, they had a little bit going on here, which I was not happy to see. So Statler, just shared with Dempsey that she found out about the money and that hurt her feelings. And, Dempsey feels bad that she feels hurt by it, but she's glad that Statler was able to at least tell her how she feels. And they're going to get on a ferry to go to France, is it? They're getting on a ferry to go to France.
Going to France, yeah.
So they're getting on a ferry to go to France, and Statler is freaking out. And Robin, I fully saw what you meant by what you said about Statler. I saw it in this particular episode because Statler has great anxiety when it comes to being on boats. And she's acting as though she's having a panic attack. So when she's saying she's having a panic attack, she's just as calm as she wants to be. She's not panicking in any way, shape, or form. Her heart rate doesn't seem to be racing. She doesn't seem to be breathing uncontrollably. Like, I don't see any symptoms of a panic attack while you're saying that you're having a panic attack. And Dempsey brings that back up. Girl, you ain't having no panic attack. And she says she has to look towards the horizon in order for her to not have a panic attack. I am over Statler. I feel so bad for Dempsey. Dempsey is such a sweet woman, and it seems as though she has to treat Statler like her child. And if I have to be in a relationship with you, I'm not being in a relationship with no child. I want to be with a grown man. Or if you're attracted to the opposite sex or the same sex, if you're a woman, you want to be with a grown woman. I don't want to be with someone who I have to hold their hand, even though I love to hold hands. I don't have to literally hold your hand through everything because I have to think about how you're going to react or how you're going to process being on a boat. I was over it, Dustin, over it, and I don't want to see her no more. What do you think?
Well, I think the same thing, Jonathan. I don't want to see her no more. I want her this season to be the final season that she's on.
Agreed.
I don't want to see her next season of the other way. Would be next season will be season 7, I think, believe.
Season
and
7.
I don't want her back next year. They can find somebody else to take her place.
Right.
This has been enough of this for me. I have had enough with this couple, and I'm pretty much tired of it.
Tired. We're tired, Dustin. Yes, we are tired. Statler is she's so childish. And I can't stand people who and she wants to blame everything on her condition. Again, I think she's autistic or has ADHD, one or the other. But whatever her issues are, she likes to use those as excuses for her behavior, and I don't accept that at all. I don't accept that at all. And Robin says, finally, welcome to my club. Way over Statler. Yes, over. I'm tired of Statler, Robin. And Dustin, I'm tired of her. Tired. But yeah, we'll see what happens next week. They're still going to be on the boat for the next episode. We saw the preview for the next episode. They're still going to be on the boat. And again, Dempsey was saying, you don't have to be mean to me. You don't have to be dismissive. She was being so dismissive of Dempsey when Dempsey just wanted to have a good time with her girl. And you're totally ignoring the fact that you're here with your loved one. You're here with your boo, your baby love. You know what I'm saying? And you're over here panicking because you're on a boat. Like, girl, just look at the horizon, shut up, and go on about your business. Stay away from me, honey. Okay.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat as you, Jonathan, as you can tell. I'm pretty much
completely over it. But
I'm over it.
That's all we got for episode 11 of 90 Day Fiance The Other Way, season 6. Thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. As I said a little bit earlier, these are some of my most viewed videos on the channel, and so I'm so excited that you guys are interested in seeing our opinions on this show. And I hope you guys come back. So thank you guys for being here. You can follow me on Instagram, JoJo_speaks 3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $Jonathan Lee 07. That's $JonaThanLee 07. Dustin, go ahead and give them your Instagram and your Facebook real quick before we get out of
My
here.
Instagram is Dustin Butler 700. My Facebook is Dustin Butler. If you want to go see my Facebook and my Instagram, so go follow me there. And I want to thank Jonathan and the whole entire team at JoJo Speaks for being here. And thank you for being here as always, Jonathan. Love you very much.
Love you too, Dustin. Thank you guys for joining us this evening. Join us next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces. But until then, we'll say bye for now, y'all. Hope you guys have a good week and eat good, y'all, because I know I am.
Yeah.
Bye, y'all.